Okay, for this video, I'm going to walk through how we do mass and mole calculations. So last week we converted from moles to particles or particles to moles. Now we're going to go and do mass and mole calculations. So the mole notes at the very end of it, you have the conversions that are used for this assignment. Okay, or this activity. So what I want to do is I'm going to do a couple of them with you. I'm going to do one where we're going to convert from mass to moles, and then we'll do one converting moles to mass. The answer key for this assignment is on Schoology as well, so you can check your answers at any time. And if something isn't making sense, please make sure you're talking with me and asking any questions that you have. Okay, so it tells us we have 25 grams of sodium chloride, but we don't know what the mass is for a mole of sodium chloride because we have a compound. If it was just one element like sodium, we could just look up sodium's atomic mass and use that to find the mole. But because it's a compound, we have to do some addition. And I'm going to do that over here. So we have sodium, Na, and we have Cl for chlorine. Okay. Now we have just one, there's no subscript. So we just have 1 mole of sodium and 1 mole of chlorine. So I'm just going to look at my periodic table and find the atomic mass of sodium, and it's 22.9898. Now I'm going to keep all my numbers. Then I'm going to do chlorine, and that is 35.45. And I'm just going to add them together. And when I do that, you can use my calculator if I want, or do it by hand, I'm going to get 58.4398. And that's grams per mole. So what that's telling me is 1 mole of sodium chloride is 58.4398 grams. So I'm starting with 25 grams of NaCl. Now you're going to see that I keep the elements or compounds with my quantities. You don't necessarily have to do that at this point. When you get a little further in this and we start working with lots of different molecules, you might want to. Then I'm going to make my railroad tracks. I'm going to put grams on the bottom. That's at 58.4398 grams in 1 mole. Okay, then I'm going to do my math. I'm going to take 25 divided by 58.4398, and I get 0.43, because I'm going to round to the hundredths place, moles of NaCl. And it won't let me write the L. Let's see. Sorry about that. Decided it doesn't want to let me. Okay. Delete that. Draw again. I think I'm just getting to the edge of my paper here. There's NaCl. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right. We're going to slide down our paper a little bit. Okay. And let's look at, we already did sodium chloride. So let's do this next one. Let's do number. Okay. So we're going to try doing our 0.5 moles of H2SO4. Sorry about the cursor. I'm going to try to see if I can get that up here. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to draw here. Okay. So we have 3 molecules. We have hydrogen, we have sulfur, and we have oxygen. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put their atomic masses. So hydrogen is 1.0079. Sorry, that point's kind of hard to see. Sulfur is 32.065. And oxygen is 15.9994. Okay, now I have 2 hydrogens, so that means this number has to be multiplied by 2. And I have 4 oxygens, so this has to be multiplied by 4. Okay, and so I'm just going to do this on my calculator. So I'm going to take this times 2 plus this times 4, and I'm just going to put these in parentheses so it does it correctly on my calculator. When I go ahead and do all of that, I'm going to get 98.0784 grams per mole. So 1 mole of this substance weighs 98.0784 grams. Okay, so I have a half a mole, so I'm going to do 0.5 moles of H2SO4, which I think is hydrogen sulfate. And then I'm going to do 1 mole on the bottom because I'm trying to get rid of that label. And I'm going to put my atomic mass of that compound up here, 98.0784 grams. Okay, and then I'm just going to multiply. And when I do that, I get 49.04 grams. I'm just going to put the G down here of H2SO4. Okay, so that's how we do this both ways. So you have to look at what do you have, what are you trying to convert to, use your mole notes if you need to, and then you have to make sure that if there are subscripts, that those get multiplied in so you get the total mass. Okay, the sheet has some more examples for you to try on both sides. The answer keys on Schoology. If you run into any questions, please make sure that you're talking with me. Thanks so much. Thanks.